Good morning, afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be. For me, it's good evening. It's 10 minutes to go before track time. Before we get green flag out running for FP1 for the Japan Grand Prix. You are here with our live coverage. This is the Race Institute channel. This is Crash with you. I'm the only one on today for FP1, so it's just me and you guys right now. We will have other people with us this weekend. Um, Oh, First Row just joined. Thank you guys from over from First Row. It was one of our sister of one of our sister channels, I believe. Um, Again, this is the Racing Tips Future channel, and we're just starting our coverage for FP1. Um, the big news, of course, you guys all know, is that Lawson got dropped from Red Bull. Yuki got promoted up. Lawson's so it was a driver swap. So Yuki to Red Bull, Lawson back to Racing Bulls, so back to the sister ship. Yuki up to the mothership. So yeah, this is one of those. I had talked about this with Mister V, and we expected if this was going to happen, it would happen 2 races from now at the earliest. We expected that Lawson would have gotten um, would have gotten 2 more races at least to get his act together, and that just never happened. And I don't know what to tell you. It is brutal that Red Bull did what it did. Looking at right now, you guys got hi for Andrew, hi from Scott. Who else is here? Doc Mayo is here. I know I saw Jay earlier. Who else is here? Yeah, that's the big news. Is basically again we had that driver swap, and I again yeah, Scott puts out puts just puts a lot of pressure on Yuki. I don't know if it does. I mean, it does and it doesn't. Um, it's just why would you do the driver swap now? When if you were gonna do the drivers if you're gonna put Yuki in now, why didn't you do that? Yeah, it's just I don't know. Red Bull is a mess right now. Again, let's put this in perspective. Dietrich was the owner of the Red Bull company. The drink, the teams, all of that, and it's very clear that he was holding things together. And without him in place, basically we know that two factions formed within the Red Bull company. We're talking about the overarching company. Two basically factions formed out of that, and there's a civil war going on. That's why one faction was trying. Horner hooked his train to one faction, and the other faction went after him. So we've got chaos in the Red Bull family, and it's coming from above the F1 team. So looking at right now, we have about 5 minutes and 40 minutes. Sorry, 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Excuse me. To go before we have our FP1 starts officially. Looking right now, wind right now is 11.2 kilometers from the west. And it just jumped up to 1.15.5. So we've got some gusting going on track. Looking at F1 TV right now, and Laura is here, is moving by the wind. He's got a little ponytail in the back, so I think that's where Laura Winters. So there, you can see things being pushed around by wind. Nathan Perrott, which team do you expect to be on top? Right, I do expect McLaren to be on top. They are the team to beat right now. Lando won in Australia and Oscar won in China. So and Lando did a P2 in China. So Lando's leading the championship. Oscar's not that far behind. Max is in there as well. So all of the trials and tribulations that the Red Bull are going through, the one constant basically is that Max is so damn good. Wind just jumped up to 19.1 kilometers an hour um, west, but it looks pointing more west southwesterly is the arrow. The arrow has changed on screen, so We are getting wind gusts here on track. So yeah, with the wind that strong, uh, there could be cars being pushed off track, losing their back end, and then that is it is what it is, unfortunately. Again, this is round three of 24 of this season. Welcome to Suzuka, Japan. Right now, at One TV is starting their coverage right now, so we're under 3.5 minutes to go. The tires this weekend are going to be the C3, C2, C1. So these are the hardest compounds. These are the strongest compounds. This year we have a C6 compound. It's a new compound, and that's intended for like Monaco, I think Vegas and Miami are in, thinking it. I'm expecting that those it's like for road races. So I'm expecting that Vegas, Abidjan, you know, you could technically put um, Mexico City maybe in the list is where this tire could pop up. So we'll see. It's definitely designed for Monaco, and that's where I've been heard where it's going to show up. Okay, so changes to the track. The first sector's been repaved, and there's an addition of 5 gravel traps to the track this year. So it's not functionally it's not in terms of the track itself. It's not functionally different. It's just um, the off track areas, gravel traps have been added, and there's a resurfacing. So we haven't had a functional change to the track. Billy 55 saying the interesting. Oh, I didn't catch that. I wasn't even looking for that. It should have changed now that we had this driver swap. Yeah. Again, I want to thank everyone who's here right now. We got over 1,300 watching right now. I don't know how many likes we have. There we go. 275 likes. And then basically, we've got 1,380,230 subscribers on our way, numbers going up. Thank you for joining the army. Again, I've called out a couple people like Dark, Andrew. Um, they're you can see them there in green. They have a badge next to their name. They've actually joined the channel. They have access to a couple emojis. So like Dark and Andrew are throwing out Science in the Williams car emoji. So that's interesting. Cyberwolf is a member as well. Good luck, Yuki. So there's a lot of you guys who have been rooting for Yuki. I don't know if they're still here, but about 15 minutes ago, there was someone in here who was like, "I wish Yuki would do bad. It would because the logic was if Yuki doesn't do well, it proves to the Red Bull that their car is not in a bad place and it's not the driver. So it's like tough medicine logic is what he was going for. Bit of a hater. I don't know. That screams a bit of a hater, trollish stance. To be quite honest, I don't know. So here comes Lewis Hamilton out of the garage. We've got cars lining up. So I did see another car out on pit lane. We are coming to, and green light is now. Who's going out? I think it's Red Bull going out first. So, one of the things going on this weekend is we've got some new liveries. Let's see. So that's the Ferraris. Yeah, it's going to be take a minute or so as we things. That's no, that's the Haas. No, no, that's it's hard. So Red Bull. Okay, so Red Bull is running a white livery. So it's making it hard for me to determine between, and it really from a distance, it's hard to tell them apart from the Racing Bulls livery. So, so Bimman, Oscar, Leclerc, Hamilton, Isaac, and Lawson are out, going to be out on track. So we've got people lining up in the pit lane right now to go out on FP1. We're getting several out. Looks like Verstappen is next. Sainz is after that. People about Haas's news. So Haas has basically a different livery. It has a very pink. So they've given their livery a pinkish tone to it because they're basically doing um, cherry blossoms on the car. I believe this is they're starting to bloom. I know one of the things is in the capital of the United States, Washington D.C. At one point, very far in their history, Japan did basically gave the capital several cherry blossom trees, and so there's a cherry blossom festival around those trees in D.C. when they bloom. I think they're blooming right now. To be quite honest. When are they going to set times? Soon. Again, like Bierman just started coming around. Bierman, I believe, he came back into the pit. So so Leclerc is going around for the first time. He might be starting a flying lap. So we're starting to see them start to set times now as they come around. We got someone in the pits. I think Ben came to the pits to come to the end to do. He might do a pit lane start practice. Got Tsunoda setting his first lap in a Red Bull car here in FP1. So Red Bull has a white livery in honor of Honda, and that's basically they typically run this white livery here because of the relationship with Honda. This will be the last time. Honda now this is the last year that Honda is going to be officially with the Red Bull family. Next year, they will be moving to Aston Martin, and Aston Martin will effectively be their works team. Red Bull's the only one on soft tires. Yeah, Tsunoda and Verstappen are the only ones on soft tire. That is interesting. We've got Lawson and Isaac on hard tires. Borello, Alonso, Stroll also on hard tires, and everyone else is going to be on mediums right now. So we're getting our first laps in. Oscar, so Leclerc did a 132.7. Isaac did a 134.9, so 3 seconds off. Lawson, yeah, they're on hards. I don't think they're doing a representative qualifying lap. Hamilton is the fastest right now with 131.9. We've got 3 and 132s. We'll jump. Okay, let's go. Let's reset. Max, you did a 130.738. So Tsunoda's going to come across the line now, and he's going to go P4, 132.571. That's 1.8 off of Max's time. That's not a good start, but it is early, so we'll see where things go as this practice continues. Hamilton, Sainz, Tsunoda, Oscar, Leclerc are all in the 132s. Now, granted, Max has set a line in time with a 137.738, so there's a 1.1 jump between him and Hamilton. Alonso just went fourth, 132.317. 1.5 gap. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Dark is reporting in chat that Verstappen was the fastest in FP1 last year with a 130.056. He almost beat last year with his first try. Yeah, close, within a quarter of a second. Isaac just did a new lap, fastest third sector, does a 132.092, still 1.3 off of Max's top. That's crazy that Max has gone over a second faster than everyone else. Yeah, I'm asking about the weather. We know that tomorrow chance of rain jumps up to about 20%, 25%. I believe the forecast was let me bring up the forecast actually. Yeah, so today, no chance of rain for FP1 and FP2. Dry and sunny all day, breezy afternoon, with gusts up to 30 to 40 miles a kilometer. So that's something to be aware about. Um, Tomorrow, it's going to be sunny and dry for both sections. Um, there is in the evening a cold front approaching from the west. So chance of rain is 20%. So quality may have rain. Sunday is where that things get interesting. That cold front is supposed to area a second part of the night. Showers in the morning, improvement in the afternoon, slight chance of showers for the race. So it's an 80% chance of rain during the race. So we could have chaos this weekend, like we did in Australia. They expect the race start to be 17 degrees Celsius. So that is where our weather stands right now. We'll get more information, as we go through. Right now. While I was doing that, basically, we've got a couple more. So Leclerc has just set a new lap, 130.769. So Max, that's 31 thousandths difference between Max. Norris, 645 thousandths. Oscar, 0.823, so 823 thousandths difference. Gasly's over a second and P5. Hamilton, P6, 1.1. And Isaac Hamilton just went P3, a 156 difference in Max's time. Max has fastest first sector. Leclerc has the fastest second. Sainz just went P3, 92 thousandths, fastest second sector. Max is about to finish his second sector in a few seconds, so he's on a flying lap as it is already. Who's driving the other? It's Gasly and Newman. Alonso just picked up P2. Um, so Max improved in his time to 129.690. Alonso has jumped to P2. Now, Max has actually just put another second back on the board on everyone. Alonso has the fastest third sector. Max is the fastest first and second sector so far. And we're already less than 10 minutes into this session. We've got Max beating his previous fastest time in FP1. So you guys crank the microphones. Got my microphone right in front of me. I wonder if my output can be pushed up forward on the other end of this. So thank you for reporting it. I might be a little low. Dark, basically, Russell is cooking. Look at him. Where is he? He has got a good first sector, good second sector so far. He's halfway through the track. We'll keep an eye on him as things go on. Russell fastest second sector and is improving in sector three. He just finished sector three. Goes P2, point 16 thousandths difference between him and Max. That's so much. And Russell did his on a medium tire. Max did his on a soft. Norris has improved in his time to P3. He's half second, 543 thousandths difference between him and Max. That's a good question. Oh, all right. My apology. I didn't realize that we had a rookie driver. That's give me a second. So Ryo Hirakawa is the rookie driver. He's one of the reserve drivers for Alpine. I didn't realize. My apologies. I didn't realize we had an FP1 rookie this session. So he is from Japan, so that makes sense that he's replacing Duin for FP1. Um, yeah, thank you. I didn't realize that Duin had been replaced. Usually they usually say something on F1 on the F1 website. So Yuki now P4. He is P4. He has a 130.719. Leclerc is in front of him. Leclerc P4. So again, now things have changed. Sainz P4, Leclerc P5, Tsunoda P6 in that order. Yuki had the fastest third sector. So that's something on a soft tire. He's a second off of Max, which is that's okay. It's not that. I mean, he's P6, but a second off of Max. Now, granted, Max has been setting lines in the sand, um, so that's something to be aware about. Alonso jumping up to P4, and he's on a hard tire. Z collision RB is not difficult to drive. Is Lawson issue? Well, I mean, Lawson is he's not a true rookie because he refilled in races in the previous 2 years, but he hasn't had a full season. The issue with Lawson, and this is the big reason why he ended up being replaced, is that um, they need someone in that car who can help develop the car, and he just doesn't have the experience where Yuki does in terms of development. So, Shinya, it's still FP1. I mean, we're talking about practice here. Practice. Practice. Um, Look, it's interesting to see who's doing what and how, who's doing well right now. Like for example, I mean, Haas is at the bottom of the board. Um, Steak is at the bottom of the board. The Sauber, soon to be Audi team. Stroll, Gasly, Stroll, and Hira are at the bottom of the board. So Alpine's not doing particularly great at the moment. Lawson is 1.3 off of in that. He's getting used back to the car again. Whereas his teammate Isaac is only 6 tenths off. He's actually faster. So that's something to point out. Isaac is actually faster than Yuki right now. That's yeah. Isaac is gonna and and Isaac did it on a hard tire, and Yuki's on a soft tire. This is the games that we play with ourselves as we look at the chart. We've got 15 minutes into the session already. Again, you're listening to the Race Music YouTube channel. This is Grash with you, going with live action, going over what's happening on the board. Hirata just went to P15. Wait, what happened to Akon? Okay. Just a moment on the board. What's going on? We're getting some bad data. Just saw Ocon with a stop signal, Antonelli with a stop signal, Hamilton. So okay, so we're seeing some oddities in our data stream. We just saw three drivers with a stop signal with no, like Lawson just, yeah. So we're getting some errors in our data stream, and it's very likely this is happening up the stream as well. So without actually seeing something happening on track, ignore when you see stop come up right now. I would expect another one or two drivers to this happen to. So ignore that for right now. Again, one of the things you'll see is that the yellow flag gets thrown and then it goes back to a green flag. That's in that case someone has gone off the track and has come back onto track. So we're getting we're getting something like that. We got hate for Lawson in chat. We've got Yuki people cheering for Yuki. What do you think of Tsunoda's pace? Um, it it could be better. It's not bad. It's not great. There's places for a lot of improvement. Yuki right now on a flying lap, improved in sector one. He's got some subsectors where he's improving. As I say that, he just had a sector where he didn't. Flipping back and forth, losing some time and gaining time. Is he abandoning the lap? We'll look at that in a moment. Nope, he's still continuing with the lap. Antonelli goes to P11, 0.975. Hamlin goes to P3, 0.383 behind Russell. Russell has gone P1 on the board with a 129.616. We have an anomaly with Alonso. You can ignore that for the moment. He's on an outlap currently. Tsunoda just went P5, and this is more what we're looking for. So he finishes the lap. He doesn't prove in the sector 3, but it's enough to get him up to P5 again. It's a 0.460, and that's a good representative time for pace. So that's a good improvement from his previous lap. So he's getting better, and that's so we were asked about what is Noah's pace with this lap now in. It's looking a lot better. Mm-hmm. Someone's pointing out that Hamilton has a 129.999. So basically, he's got a 130 lap. Essentially, he's basically 4 thousandths faster than his teammate, who has a 130.003. Max is coming out of the pits right now. Albin coming out of setting a P3 lap. He's 8 tenths on the dot, 8 tenths behind Russell's fastest time. Russell coming out setting a line and saying he's actually point. So the difference between P1 P2 right now is 514. So just more than half a second. And Albin did his P3 on a hard tire. Tsunoda right now P5 now that Albin went to P3. Dark Knight, what is with the hard tires this year? What specifically about the tires are you talking about? Um, is it more like durability? I'm not sure where you're. I know that the hard tires have been pretty good this year. Who's coming in the pits? I think that might be Yuki. Yeah, Yuki coming into the pits right now. They're propping the car up. I think they're doing more than just. Yeah, they're doing. What are they doing with the car? Okay, so they propped up Yuki's onto. They're gonna bring it back into the garage. So this is usual. They're gonna do some sort of change on that car. One of the Williams is coming in. So we got 20 minutes into the session right now. So we've got basically Red Bull has put up screens. That indicates that they're gonna do something with the floor. I think they put up a screen. It looks like they put up a screen. Anyways, in chat, are the Red Bulls using the white livery? Yes, they're using the Honda white livery this year as a variant of that for this year. So Yuki has gone from a white car to another white car, effectively. More solutions. Yuki is cooked, dude. So far behind Max. Lol. No, lol. No, he's only half a second behind Max. That's actually pretty good. That's actually a good place because everyone else is about half second behind Max. What do you think of the floor shredders just so cars won't go off track? You're talking about the gravel pits, basically. So right now we have Max, we've got Alonso, Isaac, Lawson, Stroll, Hulkenberg, and Behrman out on track at the moment. Rest are in pits, which is normal to see. You know they're trying to get 3, maybe 4 programs done. You know, every 10 minutes or so, 10 to 12 minutes, they're trying to get a program in for data collection. I want to think about. There's almost 3,000 of you watching now. I want to thank you for those who are showing up. We got about 433 likes. We're on our way to 500. We're almost there. Thank all of you who have shown up, like the stream. It does help us with the YouTube algorithm. Again, this is Racing TV channel. There's about 36 and a half minutes left to go. Isaac Ajah just went P3 with a 129.974. About 4.45 difference between him and Max P2, P3. And he did it on a hard tire. Difference between him and Russell is 7.98. So about just a little under 8 tenths, which is faster than Albon by 2 thousandths. Literally 2 thousandths between him and Albon P3, P4. 25 thousandths between him and Hamilton. So this is one of the rookies that actually, despite of his the Australian incident on the formation lap, he's actually looked very good. He's been consistently performing well and looking good despite that one incident in Australia. Looking at right now, Max is in the his pitted right now. So we've got Behrman, Isaac, Lawson, Stroll, and Alonso out on track. So only 5 of the 20 drivers are on track right now. Again, give it a few minutes. They will get back out on track. What do teams pit for at these points? They're doing some sort of adjustment on the car. Basically, the question? They basically are adjusting the car because they're not all doing effectively quality runs. So they could be setting up for like a race run simulation. So we got Norris and Stroll and Russell on track. What did the blue box mean? So when we look at the subsectors, so that's the S1, micro S, the microsectors. The blue indicates a car leaving. So right now Russell has two blue dots at the front in sector 1. That means he left the pits. And then if you look at Verstappen, he has 3 dots at the end of sector 3. That means he entered the pits. So again, blue means coming in or out of the pits. I just want to take a note. I just noticed the wind right now is being reported at 20.9 kilometers hours from the northwest. So it has shifted from west to northwest, and it's gotten stronger. I think the last time, I think about 15 minutes, 20 minutes ago, I looked at it and it was about like 19 kilometers. So it's actually gotten even stronger than when we started. Not by much, but still, this is very strong wind. So that will affect. Oh, they're showing Stroll in the back of his car. It was a moment of where he's lost the back of the end and had to correct. So that is something that is in play at the moment. Bierman has not stopped. If you saw that, I didn't. He may have while I was looking away. We are getting an incident issue with our data stream where, for a while, occasionally it was saying that drivers had stopped that actually haven't been stopped, and then refreshes back to their actual data. So if you see a car that says stopped, and wait a moment because it might flip back, until we get actually in it. Yeah, wait to say someone has stopped until we actually know there's been an incident of them stopping. We pointing out there's a 0.3 seconds between Yuki and Liam. Liam running on hards, Yuki on softs. Again, Yuki is P7 right now. Lawson is a P12. Yuki did a 130.076. Lawson did a 130.320. See, the difference between Yuki and Max right now is about a half a second. I think Russell just did a new flying lap. So he was P1, has improved in P1. So it's gone to a 128.809. So Max was about half second, is now 7.17 behind Russell. Russell, new fastest second sector. Bierman just jumped up to P13, 130.566. Improved in all his times. Science, not consistently improving in his lap. Antonelli is improving in his lap. Just picked up the fastest subsector in sector 2. Oscar improves mixed bag. He had did not improve in sector 1, has improved in sector 2. About to cross the line. Oscar's going to go P3. He's a second off from Russell's time. So it's a 129.840. So fastest third sector for Oscar. It's Nelly coming across. Science going to cross. Science going to go P2, 129.687. Here comes Antonelli. And Ellie's going P2. He's 0.475 off of Russell's time. That's interesting. Here comes Tsunoda. That was an outlap, so he's starting a new lap right now. So interesting that we're seeing Mercedes at the top of the board. We're halfway through this session right now. Again, 30 minutes to go in this session. 30 minutes up, 3 minutes gone, 3 minutes to go. You're listening to the Race YouTube channel, and this is Grash with you live with coverage. I want to thank the 3,120 of you who are watching live right now. We've gotten over 500 likes. Thank you so much. L. Cook is here. Cyberwolf is here. These are the people, Dark Mayu. These are people who are in green. They have a badge in front of them. So basically, they are what I effectively call as my family. Um, the Racing Statistics family. They have basically thrown a few bucks each month, or paid for someone, or they have been paid by someone to be elevated to this status. They have access to a bunch of emojis that are specific to the channel, as well as a super special super chat. And again, of course, I call them out as well. Declaring a faulting bro. Um, hmm. Tsunoda just went P2, 0.363. I think he's on new soft tires, I believe. So he's more than about a little more than a third of a second faster behind Russell. He's about a whole tenth faster than Antonelli. A little more like 1.1 faster, specifically. So yeah, no, Tsunoda right now P2, Antonelli P3, Verstappen P4. Now, having said that, Verstappen is out on a new set of soft tires, and he is on an outlap right now. So in another few minutes, we will see him um, basically go on a flying lap. Leclerc at the moment, we had a issue. He disappeared from the map and returned to the map, so there was a bit of a data issue there at the moment. So right now we got Norris coming out of the pits, Lawson coming out of the pits, Borelli coming out of the pits, Sainz coming out of the pits, Oscar coming out of the pits, Isaac coming out of the pits. So we've got several people doing outlaps. Max looks like he's starting a new flying. Yeah, he's starting a new flying lap. Two subsectors not great, three not great. It's a mixed bag. He's got some. We'll see how he finishes the sector. So he does improve in his sector one time, so 30.950. That's interesting. So Max on a flying lap right now, though it's not consistently improving. Yeah, test pilot. I'm not a Russell fan, but I have to admit he's doing a lot better than I thought he would. HIR, that's Hayawada. That basically he is one of the reserve drivers for Alpine. He's replacing Doohan for FP1 again. We're going to see more of these drivers this year. So last year, so this year, let me go this year. Every car, so for each car, each team has to put two sessions have to be filled with an FP1 have to be filled with a rookie driver for each car. So last year it was only one for each car. So they've doubled it to two. So this is the first FP1 rookie that we're seeing in the car right now. What basically qualifies you as a rookie is that you have completed less than three races in an F1 car. So last year, Oscar did three races, so at the end of the year he wouldn't have qualified as a rookie. That's one of the reasons. 2 years ago, when Ricardo got injured, he was out for three races, and Lawson replaced him for those three races. That made him no longer qualified to be an FP1 rookie. So Leclerc right now with a P2 with a 0.253, so a quarter of a second behind Russell. And Russell's last lap was an improvement. He's got a 128.712. So we've got two people in the 128s, several in the 129s. So that'd be from P3 through P10. So Isaac is the last one in that P10, in that 129s. Lawson coming to line, he's been improving. He's going to jump to P7. That's 0.824 behind Russell. Now, Max and Yuki are P3, P4. Lawson is P7. Isaac just trusts the line as well. Sainz coming across the line. Ooh, that's Norris pretending to going through the gravel trap. That's not good. They will be definitely looking at the underside of that floor after that happening. Norris does a 130.133 on a medium tire. Gasly goes to P12 with a 129.822. He's on a soft tire. They are replaying. Yeah, Lando just went over curbs and he just lost control of the car. There was someone just before he ran around the curve, and I'm not sure who was behind him. But yeah, Lando lost just made a mistake, went off track. Two tires go off track. Okay, so Lawson was the driver in question with Lando, and he's on radio saying that he was well out of his way when he went off track. So see if there's a impeding by the investigation by the stewards if so. People are asking about the reserve driver. So we have one rookie driver that is Hirawata. That he is P16 right now. HIR is his the initials on stream. Again, he is a Alpine reserve driver. He is one of I think four reserve drivers that Alpine has. Colapino is another. They've got another two, and they've got two other reserve drivers. So it's the crazy revolving door of reserve drivers. Technically not a crash. No, not a crash. If you're talking about Lando, the doc is asking. If you're asking about Lando, no, it's not a crash. Basically, just Lando went off track, and he went into gravel part of it. And here is Albon going off track. He did not hit the wall either. He lost control of the car on a curve, and that was he broke. So left side of the car locked up and didn't make the apex of the curve going forward until he went off track. Went into gravel, but he was good to several meters away from. He was nowhere near the wall at all. So Hulkenberg has a purple. He has a purple subsector. I think what you mean. His second sector has four subsectors there. He's not improving. He does improve overall. 41.005. That's Stroll did something better. Alonso P5 did a 40.69. So he's like 3/10 off in sector 2 already. Hulkenberg ultimately goes to 130.023. That's 1.3 seconds off of Russell's time. I missed Leclerc going P2 apparently, or have I? No, I didn't. No. Again, we are about 20 minutes to go in this session right now. Again, you guys are listening to the Races Cube channel. This is Grash providing you live coverage. I want to thank the 3,344 who are here right now. We just go over 600 likes. Thank you guys. Norris right now, purple's 2 sectors. Hamilton improving in his lap. So we've got Norris in P16 and Hamilton in 7th on flying laps right now. We've got Isaac and then Norris. Norris goes P1. Does not get Sector 3. Does a Sector 1. Proves in Sector 3, but at best in Sector 1, Sector 2. He does a 128.549. That's a 1.63 better than Russell's time. So that adds time to everyone else to the gap. Comes Hamilton. Hamilton groups to P4. That's half a second off of Norris's time. So here is a 129.051. So we got 3 people in the 128s, several. So we got P4 through P15 within a second at the 129s. Outside of that are all in 130s. Hulkenberg, Hirata, Behrman, Ocon, all in the 130s. So the P1 to P20 is a 2.399, so 2.4 second difference between P1 P4, P20. Albon jumps up 3 places to P9, does a 129.392. Brandon doesn't really have a good season, even Audi. Well, even Evan, the thing is that Audi's not coming in as a purely new. They're new in terms of their branding, but they are in charge of the Sauber team already right now. They've bought out. I mean, they've literally have bought out the team, have bought out Sauber. So Pharrell to the Sauber name, unless they get sold again in the future. But that name's going. Sauber, Stake, Kick, whatever they were before, all going away. It's going to be Audi. Audi has bought the whole team out. It's 100% control. In fact, last year one of the big things is they brought in the former team principal of Ferrari. The people who were instrumental to bringing the Sauber team to Audi have all left because of how bad the team is performing. So. Here I just went P12. He's a gap of 0.845. So he's jumped, believe he jumped from the 130 to 129s. NG Rem saying, bro, humidity is quite high. There's a chance of rain on race day. Well, first of all, they're by the coast, so humidity is going to be high. Japan is an island, so they're by the coast. By default, the whole country is by the coast. In that regards, so humidity is going to be high. This is the difference. So for me, I live in the state of Texas, and the state of Texas is huge. It's about 4 hours difference from where I live to Houston. Is it 4 hours? Yeah, I think it's 4 hours from me to Houston. Who by the coast? So Houston basically is more akin to what we are seeing with Suzuka. So just by it's going to be humid. It is the wind that is more concerning here. Now, as for the weather report, 20% chance of rain tomorrow, and then on Sunday for the race, there's an 80% chance of rain. So what we're saying is there's a weather system coming through Saturday night into Sunday. So quali could have, if it rained, Max kind of finna cook. Red Bull's happy. Yeah, we've got a 10th difference between Max and Yuki right now, and they were on soft tires. That's pretty good. Basically, it was like a 1 point. 1.07 difference between Max and Yuki. That's a good difference between those two. Does that disprove that it's the car? Not necessarily. I mean, Max is behind by half a tenth right now. I mean, we know there are issues with that Red Bull car that they need to figure out. Again, the reason you bring Yuki in, and again, they should have done this from the get go. To be quite honest, is that Yuki has the experience as a driver to help develop the car, and that's what they should have done in the first place last year. When they needed to replace Checo, they should have promoted Yuki as instead of Lawson. Interesting to note that Isaac Hajah is P8, so we've got three of the Red Bull cars in the top 10. So red, we're talking. Let me maybe clear my terminology here. I'm lumping both Red Bull and the Red Bull Racing and Racing Bulls together in that statement. They are two different teams, but again, so we've got Red Bull 5 and 6, Racing Bulls at 8 and 13, Isaac at 8, Lawson at 13, and Lawson is only a half a second off of Max's time. To put that in perspective, Isaac is um, 1.5, 1.6 off of Max's time. So we've got good performances in the Racing Bulls as well as the Red Bulls. So both teams are doing reasonably well. Someone said, "Thank you for saying Yuki should have been promoted." I mean, if this is what it it, it, I don't know why Red Bull didn't promote. I don't know what was going on in the Red Bull family that where they didn't choose to promote Yuki. But it was evident that so the only thing is it was evident they weren't going to promote him going to the end of the year. That there was signs and signals that they weren't considering Yuki. Krynos, so Lawson lagging? No, he's not lagging in FP1. No, he's about a half second behind Mac, which is not a bad place. Again, tenths are and we're basically we're looking at hundreds and thousands difference between drivers right now. I mean, again, we're only 2.4 seconds from P1 to P20. That's a very small margin. Again, we've got three drivers in the 128, and then we go from P4 all the way to P16 now, within a second gap. So we're about 11 minutes ago in this session right now. You are listening to the Racing Statistics YouTube channel again. This is Crash with you this weekend. You will hear from Evan and from Scotch in FP2, FP3. Um, I believe that I will be back quali for the Japanese Grand Prix. And I'll be right now. It looks like I'll be joined by a new commentator. And then I'm not confirmed yet. I believe Scotch and Evan are going to be doing the race this weekend. Again, where given the time zone for Japan, um, it, it's just not on the cards for me to be doing the race this weekend, unfortunately. Um, yeah, no, it's just I've also had a very weird weird week at work that's been very stressful for me. So I kind of need some sleep. I need some sleep at the moment, unfortunately. Again, a lot of people on track. We're not seeing anyone push though right now, and that's okay. I mean, um, it's practice, so we're not every lap needs to be a flying qualifying lap. There are things going on. There are race scenarios going on. Again, at the top, we see mediums at the top. We have Isaac on a hard tire. It is interesting that we're seeing a mix of tires out. So Oscar's on a medium tire. Borrell is on a hard tire. I don't think I don't think Sauber's done anything. No, Hulkenberg did a soft tire. Hero's coming out of pits. We don't know what his tire just is just yet, and that's definitely an up. I've seen this before. This is something that's going on with the up with how F1 is distributing data. So they think Russell is seeing graining in his tires already, and they suspect he's on high fuel program. And that's interesting to hear. Well, thank you, Elle, for telling me I'm doing well. Is Aher the third driver of Alpine? No, he's the fourth and or fifth or sixth driver for Alpine. So Alpine has Filipino as a reserve driver. So no, the two drivers is Gasly and Doohan. And Doohan right now is out for Hiawatha, who is one of the reserve drivers. Filipino is another reserve driver, and there are two more reserve drivers which I can't remember off the top of my head. So they've got again four. Alpine literally has four reserve drivers. I'm not joking. April Fools was 2 days ago, so I'm not joking with you on that one. Um, and he's again Iowa. Hiawatha is in the car because he's Japanese, and they're in, this is his home track. So it's literally Alpine making good with you know a good PR piece for Alpine. No, Doohan is not the reserve driver. I know you're making a joke about he doesn't know it. He doesn't know it yet. That's not a joke you should be making. Alpine looks like the reserve drivers like Pokemon. Now that is funny. About 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes left to go in this session right now. Again, you're listening to the Racing Security Channel. This is Crash with you with action for FP1. You just about hit 700 likes. Thank you. I want to thank the 3,639 that are watching currently right now. Wind has died down. It's still gusting. It's 16.6 from the northwest direction. That's still strong. We did see it stronger. We did see a report of a 20.1 wind at the track. So that is wind is a piece in action here. There we go. So thank you, Yanni. The four reserve drivers: Franco Colapino, Rio Hirakawa. I can't pronounce his name. My apologies. He's the one in the car right now for doing. Paul Aaron and Kush Mani. Again, four reserve drivers. Um, am I? Let me ask you a question. Am I not wrong? Isn't all Paul Aaron a E driver? Why is his name familiar? And I want to say he's a esports driver that they have for some reason. And I'm not sure why that. I think that's the case. Still, I might be confusing him with someone else. Chat, you please tell me well tell me what I'm wrong. What I'm supposed to be thinking. People got it. L and Andrew here right now. With basically cheering. We got L cheering on for Oscar. Paul Aaron's an F2 driver. So remember, what team is he in F2? Paul Aaron was in F3 last year. Okay. Okay. He was promoted. Okay. He was promoted from F3 to F2 last year. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. We've got a 4 minute and 15 seconds left to go in this session. When we run out, when this session ends, you guys will be taken to the FP2 session. Before you guys go, if you can, um, give. I only heard that debuted in the Formula E in the 2024 session. Yeah, I've seen his name before, and I'm like, why have I seen his name before? Anyways, put Paul aside. He is the reserve. Basically, the point is he's the reserve, one of the 4 reserve drivers for Alpine. Moving on, we got 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this section. Wind has died down 12.2. Again, we saw a high of 20.1 earlier, so wind is dying down. Humidity's been about the same, about 40%. Track temperature 36.9 and air temperature 14. Don't think I've seen that change much through the session. So, and one of which of the Mercedes? That was Antonelli. Antonelli went off track, and his tires have which is brown grass. So he's on a medium tire. So, I don't know, but probably gonna. I don't know if he might come in for a new set of tires, might not. Buckhart will give us says that FP2 will give a better indicator of the race pace of the cars. FP4 is more aero and diagnostic. Yeah, well, the other issue is that FP2 is going to is more representative because it's also going to be at the time we will see the same time as quali and the race itself. So, and that's generally when we have a normal weekend like we are here in Japan. FP2 is generally more representative of what we'll see. Yeah, and accidentally locked up, which is why he went off track. So that's something to be we'll have to keep an eye on during quali. Is if they go off track, that will invalidate the time. Yeah, a minute and 45 seconds left to go. Again, I want to thank 3,500 of you who have been watching with me today. It is appreciate that you are here. Again, that's a large number for FP1. I usually see maybe 1,000 to 2,000. So to see 3,500 you already, thank you. Now's a great time to like and subscribe. If you subscribe and you hit the bell, um, basically that will give you notifications when we go live. Again, we go live for all the sessions, so we'll be live for FP2, FP3, quali, and the race itself. We even went live for the preseason testing. And again, last race was the sprint race, so we went live for sprint quali and the sprint race as well. So if it's F1, we're there. Vector Sub, our bot pointing channel. If becoming a member, you will become by supporting the channel. Again, you're basically throwing $1 or $2 or €2 or your whatever your currency is each month. You'll get some custom emojis in chat. Andrew's throwing out the new science. Why can't I tag Grash? I don't know. I may have not said anything in chat in a while. You may not be seeing me as you use the @ symbol. I mean, my name there because I've been here on. I haven't said anything in chat for quite a while, so I may not be showing up um, with the @ symbol. Is Lawson going to do a hot lap? I doubt so. Time just ended right now. No, he's not doing an outlap. Well, look at Ocon. He's improving on his time. Ocon's going to go up to 18th. The only other one else who's maybe improving at the last minute is Behrman. We'll keep an eye on him. He's improved in sector one. Not that much. He's a tenth off of Ocon's time in sector one already. I'll see what sector two time looks like. He's slightly behind. He's about um 6 thousandths behind Ocon in sector two. So he's might move up to 19th. Oh, he improves. Huh, that's interesting. So Behrman improves to 18th. He actually improves does better. Doesn't improve his time, but does better than his teammate in sector three, and that moves him up to a 130 point. So the lap time of 130.007. He is 1.528 off of Norris's top time. So P1 is Norris, P2 is Russell. Russell has a gap of 1.63. Leclerc has a gap of 4.16. Hamilton gap of 5.02. Max and Tsunoda 5.16, 6.23 respectively for their times. Alonso, Isaac, Antonelli, Sainz, again 0.676, 7.53, and 7.84 respectively. Albon is P11, 8.43. Those are your top 11. Hirata, basically one of the reserve drivers, outperforming the actual driver. Gasly is P14, and by a good 0.15. So 150 thousandths of a second, approximately difference between the reserve driver and Gasly. Lawson is 13th. He is, again, about a half second off of Max's time, which is where you would expect him to, to be where he is at right now. People thought Lawson would outqualify. Yes, Juggernaut, because the issue was that if the Red Bull car was actually an issue, then that could have happened. So, all right. Time has expired. It's been expired for a couple of minutes now. Again, you've been listening to the Race YouTube channel. I want to thank about the 3,600 who have been watching. I want to thank the almost 800 likes. So thank you so much. Again, you'll be taken to the FP2 stream when we end, which is going to be about in a few seconds from now. Again, this has been Racing YouTube channel. This has been our coverage for Free Practice 1. Again, for everyone in the channel, we thank you for being here. FP2, I believe, is going to be Evan, our master of numbers. Scotch is going to take over FP3. That's where things stand right now. You'll see me again at Quali with. I haven't told who I'm working with this yet, but I will. It'll be a surprise for all of you. Or Scotch or Evan will tell you once they know. And then for the race itself, Scotch right now is slated for Scotch and Evan to be working for the race. So that's what to expect this weekend with commentators right now. People are doing practice starts, and that should be it. All right. Take care, everyone. I will see you in quali. Be good, nice to Scotch and Evan for me. Take care, everyone. I'll see you soon.